Meanwhile, while US has come out in support of Israel, US President Joe Biden has also made it very clear to Israeli Prime Minister that a two-state solution is the only answer to resolve the conflict.
I can tell you I don't think it ultimately ends until there's a two-state solution. I made it clear to the Israelis I think it's a big mistake for them to think they're going to occupy Gaza and maintain Gaza. I don't think that works. I can tell you I don't think it ultimately ends until there's a two-state solution. I made it clear to the Israelis I think it's a big mistake for them to think they're going to occupy Gaza and maintain Gaza. I don't think that works.
While the ground offensive is on, spare a thought currently for the 240 hostages, many of them including toddlers and little babies with no whereabouts about them. So hostage situation is of prime focus. We are being told that Qatar is seeking to negotiate a deal between Hamas and Israel that includes the release of around 50 civilian hostages from Gaza, but in exchange for a 3-day ceasefire and Palestinian prisoners. My colleague Rajesh Pawar reporting from Ground Zero.
You can see all these people now marching. What you see behind me is the people who are protesting for government to do more somehow, to do more for the release of these hostages held captive by Hamas. And Hamas seems to have succeeded in the very reason why they took these captives, to divide the Israeli society, and they knew at some stage the relatives of these people will put pressure on the Israeli government to do something more, and that is where they would bargain for a ceasefire or some kind of concessions. And this was the very purpose why they kidnapped these people, and they seem to be succeeding right now, because the Israeli society is really fragmented right now, and some of them are saying that whatever it may take, whatever government has to do a ceasefire or to exchange prisoners, it must do now, but their relatives must come back. And this is what Hamas expected, and it is happening right now. This we can see happening in the Israeli society right now, and these people are marching for another 3 days, and you can see the huge crowd. They have entered this place. They'll be staying here for the night today, and there's police presence everywhere. This is Rajesh Pawar from Beth Hashmani for India Today.
The Israeli forces are carrying out precise and targeted operation against Hamas in a specified area at the Al-Shifa hospital. Palestinian ambassador to India, meanwhile, Adnan Abu Al-Hija has called on India to play a bigger role, calling for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. Here's what he has said.
I have with me His Excellency, the Ambassador for Palestine, Mr. Adnan. Sir, do tell us that currently, what would be your appeal to the international community with regards to the IDF forces moving into Gaza and saying that there is a Hamas center of command that has been built below the Al-Shifa hospital?
Let me say that, first of all, ceasefire should be forced, because if you leave it to Netanyahu and this extreme government with Ben Gvir and Smotrich, there will never be ceasefire. Killing of children, of innocent people should be stopped. Genocide should be stopped. Hope, once if I have noticed one of Hamas soldiers have been killed or brought him to a hospital. They are not fighting Hamas soldiers. They are fighting the honest people, killing the honest people. So the international community should force this government to stop ceasefire and to open the borders for humanitarian aids, and also send medicine to the hospitals. We have 35 hospitals in Gaza. 20 of these hospitals are out of work now. So it's not enough. We have 29,000 injured people. Not only 14,000 have been killed, right? Because people might talk about 11,300, but there is another 3,000 under the building rubbles, right? So altogether are more than 14,000, and the injured people are 29,000. So we need hospitals.